Welcome to ICLEI Oceania Listens. My name is Martin Brennan, Director of Partnerships and Political Support for ICLEI Oceania. We have today, we're listening to Wayne Wescott, former CEO and Regional Director of ICLEI Oceania. Welcome, Wayne.
Thanks, Martin.
I'd just like to ask you about the drivers that were behind ICLEI Oceania's foundation 12 years ago. The drivers for local government in terms of sustainability and climate change, and what are the drivers today? I mean, what are the comparisons we can make, or the ways in which we can identify the work that we should be doing?
I think back in the 90s in particular, globalisation was a critical element behind the growth both of ICLEI and the new place that local governments had at the international table. And don't forget, in the early 90s that wasn't possible. Here we are nearly 20 years later, and cities and local governments have a major role in that. But I think also, if I look at the big change happening, in the 90s we talked a lot about environment, and it was driven very much as a green agenda. Now it seems to me we are talking about sustainable development or sustainability. It's a mainstream thing, and indeed for most decision makers in this country, sustainable development needs to be on their to-do list. So one of the things I think we've seen is this big change from thinking about environment as part of a small part of the business to sustainability as a critical core mainstream agenda for local governments.
Do you see sustainability as in fact underpinning our work on climate change? Has sustainability got that sort of not only values and sense of our agendas, but also do you think it has the tools that can actually meet the challenges of climate change, which people obviously see as Professor Garner says, the diabolical challenge of our time? I mean, these are significant ways of relating our work without.
Well, I think without that connection, it is in the danger of either becoming a fad that becomes sectionalised, or climate change itself doesn't link to the other big issues of our time. And I think you'd only have to look at the struggle that countries like China have with climate change. It would seem to me to be one of the core things we are going to have to do as liberal Western democracies is continue the arguments about the broader sustainable development argument, difficult though that is. And I think the linkage between what we do with climate change and a variety of other environmental issues, the way we manage our biodiversity, our natural spaces, and indeed the way we work together as people, those are critical things.
Well, thank you, Wayne, and thank you for listening to ICLEI Oceania Listens. We'll be back at some other time for more discussions with people about our issues related to climate change and sustainability. Thank you and goodbye.